Google Plus has not been the most successful social media network. Sorry. However, by connecting your Google Plus personal profile to a range of potential customers or followers, you can get your picture to show on Google searches, and you can really kind of push your Google Plus posts to the top of Google searches. You can also get some really funky emails to be generated for free by Google. In this video, we're going to dive into Google Plus Personal and its utility for SEO. Let's get started. As we get started, remember that this video is really about just one feature of Google Plus Personal. So that's you as a person, your boss as a person, your CEO as a person, and not Google Plus for a company. So it's really important to distinguish between that. Now, within Google Plus, there are three interrelated types of Google functions, and we want to separate those. So let's just review those for a second. So we have the local review function. This is at the company level. So this is when someone does a search for pizza or probate attorney, and you see that Google snack pack. The second level is Google Plus business pages. So this is if you're not local. If you're local, you need one, but if you're not local, you can also have one, just to make it a little more confusing for us. So I have the link here. You can set up a Google Plus business page. The reality here is if you're not local, there's almost no value in Google Plus because it's pretty much failed as a social network. So you can set it up, and what I'd recommend here is just use a program like Hootsuite and populate your Google Plus posts with the same content you're going to use on Facebook. Neither of those are important for what we're talking about now. The third one is Google Plus Personal. So I, Jason McDonald, have a Google Plus personal account, and you can follow me. And by doing that, we're in a relationship similar to Facebook. Now, here's the deal. Because people don't use Google Plus for personal uses, it's just pretty much not working. You can manipulate it. You can use it for business purposes, and that's what's neat about it. That's what people don't understand. So what I'm going to show you is by setting up a Google Plus personal account and getting people to follow you on Google Plus. That's the hard part. Almost everyone has a Google account, but they don't use Google Plus. You've got to get people to follow you. By setting that up, you can influence what they see on search results. So when they do a Google search on google.com, we're not talking about Google Plus, they're doing a Google search, they're going to see your picture and they're going to see your posts, and Google will email alert them. It'll send them email reminders about what you're doing. So you can use Google as kind of an email machine to alert your customer base. It's pretty neat once you get it to work. Now let's go and look at how you do this, how you get this set up, and then I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, so first you need to go to Google Plus, and I have the link for you here. So you're going to go to Google Plus, and then if you don't have an account, obviously I have an account. If you don't have an account, it's going to prompt you to set one up. So you're going to set up a Google Plus account. You may need to create a Google account as well. So you've got to go through kind of your monkey business there of setting up your Google Plus account. That's step one. You have to have an account, okay? Now, once you've set it up, let me show you mine. Once you've started that process, so here's me as a person. Once I've set it up, over here on the left, click on Profile. And then here's where you can edit your profile, right? So you can edit your profile and talk about your pictures and things like that. And you can also edit your about functions here. So here's your about functions where you can put in your email and your contact. And again, all of this information here, you're really putting in your work information. So think about this as a work project, not as a personal project. So if you were the CEO, you'd do it. If you're working for the CEO, you'd do it for him or her, and you'd populate that about function. So you're going to end up with a nice picture and you're done. Then when you want to make a post, okay, so when you want to make a post, you can just go into Google Plus and you can say, like for instance, I'll put here, working on Google Plus for SEO purposes, and showing people how to use Google Plus to get their pictures to show on search and generate emails. Now here's what's also interesting. So I'm going to go over here to our blog and I'm going to copy that URL and then I'm just going to paste that URL in here. And then Google is going to pull that information and I'm going to hit post. So I've now shared my blog post that I'm actually teaching this video with right now onto Google+. And what I'm doing is I'm sharing that so people who follow me, and I have about 8,000 followers at this point, they possibly will see this alert. Okay, so you're going to go into your profile, you're going to edit your profile, set your profile up, and then once you're done with setting up a profile, what you're going to start doing is posting on your keyword themes. Okay, so topic number 1 we've covered, setting up a personal account. Now, related to that, we want to post to Google+. Now, here's the deal that's so important for SEO purposes. You're not setting this up to share pictures of politics, puppies, or your favorite pumpkin pie recipe, right? You're using Google+ for your business. So let's say you are the CEO of the pizza restaurant in Tulsa. You're going to share posts on pizza, Italian food, catering, events going around in Tulsa, Tulsa pizza options, etc. You're going to share content that is relating to your keyword themes. So you're going to stay on your themes. Now I have a link here to my other video on keyword worksheet. You want to make sure that you're doing that correctly. Now, when you make a post, I forgot to show you this. When you make a post, make sure that you share it with public. You see up here where it says public? Make sure that it is shared with the public or it won't work. So when you make a post, you've got to share it with the public. It's got to be totally open. So make sure that that post says public, and you've got to do that on your post. Once you set it up, it should be fine. After a few times, it will always do that correctly. So make sure you're sharing to public. Okay, now step number 3 is the hardest part. You have to get followers on a social network that not that many people use. So for instance, I got my first set of followers by saying, I have this free ebook on SEO or one of my topics, and in order to get this book, you have to follow me on Google+. So I would wait for them to follow me on Google+ and confirm it, and then I would send them the book. So there's a little bit of a hassle in getting it going. Once you start sharing and you start getting people, you'll get people to follow you on Google+. It's not as dead as you'd think, but you need to think about ways to do that. The easiest thing to do, the most important thing is to literally is just ask people to follow you. And what you're trying to do is be a thought leader. So it could be you, it could be your CEO, thought leader, sales reps, whoever. You're going to try to get 1 or 2 key people in the company to be followed on Google+. Okay, so now I'm going to show you if you go into Google and you're following me, so to speak, and you do a search. So I have a search here, how do you count a video view? And then you'll notice down here about halfway in the middle of the page that my post to Google+ is showing. So this is a way to get your picture to show and also to get some content in front of people who are searching. And if they click on that post, that's going to take them into my Google+, and it's sort of a brand recognition idea. So then they're going to say, oh, there's this guy, Jason McDonald, and he's talking about interesting stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll show you another one. Let's go to Google. And let's try a search for social media marketing, right? And then see here the shameless self-congrats that I published my book. So what you can do then is you get someone to follow you on Google+, and then when they do a search, you can show up in the middle of the screen there. It's pretty neat. Now that search it's a little funky. It doesn't always show, but it does show. So that's the first sort of principle is you post to Google+ something. And again, I'm posting on my keyword themes. I'm posting on SEO and social media and Facebook and Twitter and things like that. And then as people are searching, they're going to find my content, and that is a way to remind them. Now, this can also be a link to my own blog post, so I can share my own blog posts on Google Plus and get into those personalized search results. And this doesn't happen for everyone, right? It only happens for people who are following me on Google Plus. So that's really what's really cool about it, is you're able to use Google Plus to show up there. That's the first benefit. Okay, now let me show you the next benefit, and I'm going to show you through email. So this is an account that we have that follows me. It's sort of not really a real person, but here's the idea. So as you post to Google Plus, then Google will generate email alerts that say, hey, you might have missed this from somebody you follow. And the beauty here is, because not that many people use Google Plus, if you can get your potential customers to follow you, then they will get email alerts from Google that will really stand out because so few people are using Google Plus. So these two features are really exciting about Google Plus, the email feature and the influencing of the search results on Google. Okay, let's wrap up. So the first sort of idea is to realize that despite the fact that not that many people use Google+, it's not completely dead. And there are two opportunities here, your picture on search and your email. We learned that you need to set up a Google+ personal account, not a corporate, but a personal account, and you need to populate that with content and get people to follow you. Then we saw that Google Plus has two benefits: getting those posts of yours into the search results of your followers, and using Google Plus to leverage Google to generate email alerts to your customer base. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the YouTube comments below.